Hello guys, and welcome to another lecture. In my last lecture, I discussed what a fact is, and I told you that in this lecture, I will be discussing what a fact in issue is. So, what exactly is a fact in issue? I need us to go to section 258, subsection 1 of the Evidence Act that defines to us what a fact in issue is. And then when you look at my note where it has already been highlighted, fact in issue includes any fact from which either by itself or in connection with other facts, the existence or non-existence, nature or extent of any right, liability or disability asserted, denied in any suit or proceeding necessarily follows. Now, you see that when we are talking about fact in issue, now we are bringing facts, but then the fact has to be such that it is an issue, because if it is not an issue, then it's not relevant, and the court will not concern itself with irrelevant matters. So, in that Miriam Sanders case that I stated in my last class, now imagine that you are the lawyer for Biliaminu Bello, that's the deceased, meaning that you are the prosecutor, and imagine that the lawyer for Miriam Sanders is bringing evidence to show that Biliaminu Bello was impotent. The next question that comes to mind, objection, my lord, but how exactly is this relevant? Biliaminu Bello here is dead, and he is dead because of the anger of this woman in killing her husband. And all of a sudden, the counsel for this woman is bringing evidence showing that Biliaminu Bello was impotent. How exactly does this correlate with the incidents or with the issue before the court? The issue before the court, the charge before the court, is a murder charge. And according to the criminal code, where anybody has caused grievous bodily harm on another person intentionally, not negligently, intentionally, that person is liable for murder. My lord, this particular fact that shows that Biliaminu Bello is impotent brought before this court doesn't prove anything. It is not in relation to the fact in issue. So why exactly is counsel tendering it? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, it stands to reason that there should be a solid objection in that particular matter. So in courts do not deal with irrelevant facts. Court deals with only facts that are in issue. So now we know what a fact is. We know what a fact in issue is. I want us to look at the definition of fact in issue again. Any fact from which by itself or in connection with other facts. Now, by itself, the fact that Biliaminu Bello is impotent is irrelevant. But maybe if we juxtapose it with other facts in issue in that particular proceeding, it might make sense. Do you understand? Maybe there has been a witness who came to testify while she was talking. She testified that Biliaminu Bello had a child out somewhere or something. Then somebody, that's the other party, was trying to adduce evidence to go against what that person has said. Because the moment you can catch the person in a lie, the credibility of that witness reduces. Do you understand? Because then, under oath, the person said something that was not true. Now, that can make sense. But standing on its own, it might not make sense. So when you are reading through the notes, it tells you that any fact from which either by itself or in connection with other facts, the existence or non-existence, nature or extent of any right, liability or disability asserted or denied in any suit or proceeding necessarily follows. So, you see, that exactly is what a fact in issue is. It has to be a fact standing on its own or in connection with other facts in issue, proving the nature or extent of any right, disability or liability asserted or denied in any proceeding. Do you understand? Now, in our next class, we will talk about oral evidence, because you see, now that we've known what a fact is, we've known what a fact issue is, we need to still understand what are the kinds of evidence that can be adduced. What is oral evidence? What is documentary evidence? What is real evidence? What is direct evidence? What is circumstantial evidence? Those are still things that we need to discuss, and I'll discuss it in subsequent classes. But in next class, we are discussing oral evidence. See you in my next class.